Both players see the writing on the wall here, Farah, in the finals.
What is going on, TCG enjoyers? I've got a VOD review today of one of my own matches from the World Championships. This is the round 11 between myself and my friend Kian, and very high stakes match. The winner advances to top cut at the World Championship. So when this match was going on, I thought if I won, I would have been an ASIM. But after the fact, I know now if I won, I would have made top 8. So it was definitely very nerve-wracking playing this one. I'm someone who's played on stream like 10s, 20, probably 20 times, honestly, over the course of my Pokemon career dating back like to when I started, or they started doing stream games. So I'm normally not someone who gets very nervous when I play Pokemon, but I definitely felt a bit nervous for this one. I definitely, when I was sitting down, the heart was pumping a little bit. The audience area is a lot bigger at Worlds than it is at when I go to our regionals or something. It's kind of similar to an IC, but even bigger than that. So definitely knew the stakes going in this match. And I think I definitely play a lot slower than I normally do when I'm on stream, because I'm very cognizant of the fact of like everyone's watching and what's it called? That this game is so important. So if you're ever curious if people play differently on stream or if it's like weird being on stream, yes, it's like a way different game than playing out on the floor, for sure. Especially this one. I think when I play regional streams, those ones I'm like whatever, but these ones, I think this one, probably my IC top cut games, those ones definitely, I do feel a little bit extra pressure when I play. But yeah, so going into the match, I knew I was up against Gardevoir Jellicent. Kian was part of the Henry Chow group for this tournament, and Bradner played on stream day 1. So I had a pretty good idea of all the cards in the deck. So I knew that there was a 2-1 Jellicent line. I knew they had no Drifloon. So these were good pieces of information for me to have going into the match. I'm sure Kian knew I was playing just like some average Gholdengo list. And I'm sure they've practiced this matchup extensively. So the one card I don't play in my list that is really good against Jellicent is Iron Bundle. If I did play Iron Bundle, I think this matchup is like super, super easy. Especially since their Jellicent line is only 2-1. So if Kian ever tried to go for Jellicent, I could just go bundle. I get all my items and then just probably win like very, very easily. But I do not play that, so I have to rely on boss's orders, which I do play 4 copies of. So starting with the prizes, you can see my prizes, like it's kind of annoying. I prize both my lightning and a metal. And you want to have high energy count against Jellicent, because obviously I can't play Superior or Vessel. But Kian prized all 3 Earthen Vessels, so it's going to be kind of hard for him to get his energy in the discard really fast. And he prized that Scream Tail, which is normally the way the deck finishes games. You kind of go like, they play 1 Bravery Charm, you go Scream Tail, Charm, you can do 240, plus with some monkeys, you can just one-shot like a Gholdengo or something, or like a Genesect or Fez if it's on my bench. So he definitely has worse prizes than I do in this game for sure. But we'll see very soon that my opening hand is not very strong. And the other cool thing was I had Pram as my judge right there. For people who know who Michael Pram is, he's one of the best players of all time. So I remember I sat down, I'm like, oh, Pram's my judge. That's kind of funny. And the other judge we had, she was great as well. I didn't get her name, but she was fantastic. And she saves me from a DPL, which we'll see later in the game. So yeah, you can see my hand here. I start Poffin, but the rest of it's kind of dead. I have Cypher as a supporter for next turn. I don't have a Gholdengo or an out to one, or like even like a Nest Ball, Ultra Ball for Genesect type of thing. So yeah, I kind of just have to hope I top deck something. I have an E-Search Pro in my hand, so I'm like, oh, I could play this because I might get Frillished, but Kian started with Monkey, and I know their deck doesn't play something like an Air Balloon, so I know I don't have to worry about Frillish's attack. So I will get items next turn. So I will skip my prize checking just because it's kind of boring. We don't need to see that. And then I do attach a flyer to Monkey just because I'm like, I'll probably get Ionoed or something. So that way if I get Ionoed, I just need to get like a Metal Energy and like a Gholdengo. I don't have to get an Air Balloon and waste it on my Munkidori as well. Yeah, cool. So Kian's hand here is like decent. He has Arven, right? So whenever you have Arven, like as Gardevoir, that means that's probably a pretty good start. That means you're gonna get Tian Evo. If you want to get the secret box, you can get the secret box. So you can see there's a secret box with the TM Evo. If he wants to discard it, he can do that. He doesn't have like any of the vessels because they're on the prizes, so he's only gonna get 1 energy in the discard, which is pretty good for me. I don't have to worry about that too much. And then he's gonna have to attach a Psychic to his Munkidori, right? So not a Dark. So that's a big thing for me. When the Gardevoir deck gets a bunch of Munkidori set up, then their power level obviously goes way up. One of the really nice things for the Jellicent build is Jellicent and the Frillish both have 3 retreat. So then like if you like retreat them, you can put like 3 energy, put 6 damage, retreat them, like go between the 2 of them, and the monkeys just start really, really racking up. So that was kind of the idea with this build, for sure. So a little risky from Kian here to go Ralts plus Frillish. If I have Boss in my hand, I can just Boss the Ralts, or the Curlia that's about to get Evo'd. He's going to be on the back foot, but maybe he has the read that my opening hand's not that strong. I think he can probably read I don't have a metal in my hand because I would have played it if I had it, right? But yeah, not a bad open for him by far. So, all right, let's see what I top deck. I think I top deck like Kuro or something. Or no, I did top deck Boss. So I guess, all right, did I top deck Boss? I can't remember. So I think my hard decision this turn is if I go for the Baby Dengo. So I could go, I have E-Search, but I'd have to E-Search Pro. So I can E-Search Pro, and I can, what's it called? Get a metal, and then I can go Baby Dengo, and I can knock out the monkey. I have to see my hand again and see if I drew Boss. If I drew Boss, I could knock out Curlia. But I have to decide if that's worth it or not. Because the A-Spec is a pretty big commitment. Even though I am going to get Jellicented, like I can just draw it later in the game and like Gust and then play my A-Spec. Or like if Kian attacks with something else, I can use it. So I think that's a big debate for me this turn. I think if I had Gholdengo EX in my hand, I would definitely play my A-Spec this turn, just take a knockout. But if I have to do Baby Dengo, it's very risky. One other thing I'm thinking about is, I can't tell if that is Boss. I think it might be Boss. One other thing I am thinking about is, what's it called? If I do Baby Dengo, like Kian can just go like hit me for 80 with Jellicent and then leave it in the active trapped. And then I can't play Air Balloon, right, to get out of it. And I'll just be stuck. And then if he gets a bunch of monkeys set up, then I'm just like, I'm gonna be in a really hard spot. I have to draw something like a Turo. So that's kind of why I go for Cypher here. I think I just put Genesect on top. And then the other card, like, I wasn't 100% sure what to put. I think I end up putting Turo because I know in this matchup, like, the Genesect's gonna get trapped. So I want, like, next turn my idea was to just go, I assumed I was getting Jellicented, so I'm like, oh, I probably won't be able to take a knockout. So I was like, all right, like, maybe I just put, like, Turo. So I use the Genesect, get my guy set up, and then I'll have Turo to pick it up. The other card I would maybe consider putting on top here is maybe like a metal or something, but like that's kind of mediocre. A Boss could also be a decent card as well, just if I think Jellicent is coming and then I get a Gust. But I go with the Turo, which I think is fine. I know Kian took Iono off his secret box, so I know I'm probably going to get those two cards, but if he doesn't play Iono for whatever reason, then like I'll shuffle my deck with Genesect, so the Turo doesn't even matter. But yeah, there's definitely, I think, an argument that Turo is not the right second card. But I guess I was just trying to keep my board clean of liabilities. So I did have a Boss in my hand, so I could have gone for, like, knockout Curlia. But then I think, I don't know, like, I'm in the same spot where it's, like, if Kian on his next turn just, like, benches, like, a Ralts or something, like, I can't really do anything on the next turn, because then, like, I don't have Gholdengo in my hand. I played Boss, not Cypher, right? So I would take a prize, but then my board would be kind of, like, weak. I'd have a liability with the Gholdengo, and then like I'm not knocking out his monkey. He can just put Jellicent in the active and kind of just chill, just bench on the Ralts. He did discard a rare candy. I know he plays 2, so maybe I should have. I think he plays 2, but maybe I should have considered that a bit more, because then like maybe I could have bought one more turn, because both the Evos and the candy are gone. But he could have just like manually attached Jellicent over 2 turns, and then I don't know. I didn't really want to put like the liability into play, so I'd rather just like play a game where I don't have that liability in play. Because yeah, I think it would just get gusted, or it would get stuck, and then I'd have to draw Turo for sure to get out of it. I just feel like my board would have been easy to exploit. But I think there definitely is an argument for going for the Strike It Rich on the Curlia there. But I did not go for it. So now on Kian's turn, like his board is definitely way better than mine, right? Like normally Gholdengo, you should be taking a knockout by now. Ideally with a Boss. But if he wants to, could probably get the first damage in here. I think the other thing I knew was that like it was gonna be a little hard for him to get energy in the discard, because turn 1 he would have Ultra Ball double Psychic if he could, or Secret Box more Psychic if he could. I mean here he just rips Ultra Ball double Psychic, which is really good for him, right? So a little tough for me to deal with. But yeah, so he's gonna get to be the aggressor in this game, which is very rare for Dengo to be the one on the back foot against Gardy. So yeah, goes for that Ultra Ball right away. Probably just grab like a Curl, or he bench Ralts this turn, but you could grab Curlia for next turn. There's an Artisan in play, so like you can just Artisan for any of the basics. Yeah, so it gets Curlia. I agree with that. Could maybe Artisan a monkey out here to thin. I don't really know what else the bench spots need to be for, because like I'll open them up if I take knockouts. So I don't know. I might just Artisan, or I can't remember if he might have Artisan for Ralts actually earlier, and I just wasn't paying attention. Yeah, so he's gonna go for the power press for the knockout and just start. I think this makes sense. Like, there's no point in hitting a monkey for 80 with power press. you might as well just put pressure on me like this. So I need 5 energies to knock this out. I need 1 to attach and 4 to discard. All right, so you're going to see me put up the 50 HP Gimme Ghoul. It's an important thing when you play Gholdengo against decks that play TM Devo. Is you put the 50 HP one first and attack with it. So if it gets hit by like a power press, it'll get devoed. Because if you put a fresh Gholdengo on top of a 50 HP Gimme Ghoul, then Kian just needs to do double monkey and he can devo it later in the game. So always try and go for that one first. All right, so you can see me here. I get my Genesect and I'm an Artisan. Just get 1 more Gimme Ghoul. Get that all set up. Then I have boss in my hand, so I think my goal this turn is, depending on what I draw, like either boss for a knockout, or if I can, probably just knock out the Jellicent. Knocking out Jellicent would be pretty good here. Because I don't know this obviously, but Kian prizes Screamtail, so he wouldn't have like an easy answer. Like he could just attack me with Frillish, but that's kind of mediocre. You could attack with Gardevoir, I guess, with a counter catcher, but then I'm gonna knock out the Gardevoir, and I probably just win the prize trade if that happens. So yeah, if I could get a knockout on Jellicent, that's probably my preferred thing. Oh, okay, knockout Gardevoir is probably my preferred thing. Actually, no, I think knockout Jellicent is actually my preferred. And then I would rather, after that, probably just play boss and take a knockout. So, all right, so I drew Fez. So Fez is definitely a massive liability in this matchup, since you can Screamtail it at the end. Gardevoir can knock it out. But I think in this spot, I'm like, okay, if I don't get a prize this turn, I'm going to fall way too far behind. So I'm like, I just got to bench this thing and just go draw some cards. So definitely worth it in my opinion. And then you go see I draw the Earthen Vessel, which is a great draw for myself. That's going to get me the metal I need. And I'm deciding which one to evolve. I think I forgot which one I benched this turn, but I literally said, I'm like, doesn't matter. I have 2 of them I'm allowed to evolve. And the judges concurred, even though I think I have all the right one. Okay, so here I get a bit ahead of myself. I'm supposed to play boss first. You can't play tools when there's a Jellicent in the active. So this is bad. I almost get a DPL. So this is why you need to draw your cards face down. So that if you mess up, it's a lot easier to reverse. So then, yeah, the judge, she catches me. So I just go back, and then I had boss in my hand, so I'm like, oh, my bad, I should have boss first. Yeah. I was, like, pretty close to seeing it. Like, to be honest, in the moment, I didn't actually see the card. Or at least I don't remember what it was. I don't think it would have changed my mind, because I definitely couldn't have knocked out Jellicent and give my hand. Like, I was always going to play boss, but yeah, that was bad on my part to do that. So, big thanks to the judge for catching that, because Kian, myself, and the other judge didn't catch right away that I wasn't supposed to put the air balloon down. So yeah, no harm, no foul. We get to keep going. So here I play the Vessel. I have to decide which energies to take. I just take those 2, I think. There's maybe actually an argument for taking Dark instead of fighting, because I have Monkey in the discard, so if I'm ever going to use it, like I need to play Stretcher or something, and then like I can play Superior and get the Monkey set up later. I don't think it matters that much, but maybe Dark would have been better. Obviously, I have to take Metal because I need to attack, and I leave the other Metal in the deck because if I get item locked, I'd rather, and like the Kian, like Gust, one of my Dengos, I'd rather have the option to do that. All right, and then here I'm trying to, what's the last cards? Yeah, I can evolve 1 more time. Yeah, one of the annoying things is because I didn't bench lock myself, like in a bad way, but like I played that Fez and bench locked myself, so then when I got out of item lock, I couldn't play the Poffins till like Thin. There's 1 more in my hand, I think, or there's 2 more, yeah. So. Yeah, and I decided to go for the Ralts just because I don't have to burn my Superior. It's like the easiest thing to knock out. Just get myself a prize, get on the board. My prize map this game is probably going to be something like knockout Jellicent, knockout Gardevoir, knockout like a Monkey or 1 prizer. That was what I was thinking, is how I was going to win. So, yeah, that I thought it was annoying because I'm pretty sure I had another boss in my hand. Yeah, I definitely did because I remember I saw one off the Fez and I had one at the start of my turn. Yeah. The big thing for Kian this game is he like misses Darks like a lot because he has 3 Vessel prized, right? So he's not getting his Monkeys established. So while I had a slow start and he had actually a pretty good like setup in terms of his board, I definitely got the nicer setup eventually because there's no Darks to move damage back, and then like he has to like 2-shot my guys, whereas I have the ability to 1-shot a lot of his Pokemon. So I think yeah, here he's just deciding off the Artisan if we get Ralts or not. So I think he's just like, do you respect that I could knock out Guardy next turn? There's 3 energies in my discard. So if I play like Esearch Pro, there are like 5 different types I can still get, I think. Or no, there's 4, or yeah, there's 5 different types I can still get, assuming none are prized. I know that some are prized, but he obviously doesn't know that. So that'd be 250 to the Guardy, then I'd play SCR and knock it out. So I need Esearch Pro, Boss, SCR to knock out Guardy, which I think is a bit of a stretch for me to get. So I think it's more likely I knock out his active, so that's why he kind of goes for the Jellicent, or the Frillish, to get another Jellicent, so I think it's fine. I think I agree with how he plays it here. And then here's this big decision, like, do you bench Fez or not? I mean, I think it's fine. Like, following the same logic with the Guardi, like, an SCR doesn't knock out Fez right away. It is a liability to later in the game, like, because my prize map is going to go 2-2-1. So, yeah, he could dig a little bit for a Dark, which I think a Dark would have helped him a lot this turn, because then I need 5 energies under item lock to knock out his active. So, I don't know. I maybe would have considered if I was him putting it down. So, alright, so my hand here is, it's like, okay, I drew 2 energy naturally, so I need 2 more if I want to take the knockout, or like a Cypher. And then I do Genesect. Like, it's not really thinning because the Gholdengos I pulled were towards the bottom of the deck, and I think I knew that off of the Iono. But I had a boss's orders, like, yeah, 2 of them at the bottom, I knew, after I got Iono'd, right? So those are good cards for me to draw this turn. Those are ones I would like to draw, because then obviously I can play item cards. So I definitely wanted to do Metallic Signal. So one of the things when you play Gholdengos, you just kind of have to learn when to shuffle your deck after Ionos to give yourself the highest odds possible. Okay, so I drew Arven there, and then I have Cypher in my hand. Okay, so I have 3 coin bonuses left. I have 1 more Dengo. So I'm gonna do 1 more Dengo here before I commit to Cypher, just to see what I get, because if I get an energy, I can pick something else. Okay. Because if I would have done energy, I would have done 1 more coin bonus, and I would have Cyphered energy and like another card to the top to protect against Iono. But since I need 2 energy to take a knockout, I just put them both on top. And yeah, not often that you want to do 2 basic energies off a Cypher, but when you're item locked, you gotta do what you gotta do. And that's actually, it's gonna be a really good knockout for me there, because I go down to 3. Kian has to like get a stretcher if he wants to get the Jellicent easily. Like, if I can just draw what I need, like, I'm gonna probably win the prize trade. X now for Kian, like, since he doesn't have darks, like, the Devo strategy is gonna be a bit difficult for him. Because, like, normally what they want to do is you just, like, trap something, and then you try and do a bunch of monkeys, and, like, just put damage on Gholdengos, and then Devo all of them at once. So for here, like, for me here, like, this is really good. I have all 4 Dengos in play, so, like, at minimum, I'm drawing 4 extra cards, right, every turn. So if I get Iono'd here, I'd go to Iono 3, draw for turn 4, and then, like, I get 4 coin bonus on the bench. Lots of opportunities to draw Boss or Professor Turo, right? So. Alright, so next thing I was going to Artisan. I think now he gets the Ralts to protect the Guardi. I don't think his Ralts is actually that important, to be honest, because if his goal is to go for Jellicent right now, what's it called? Then, like, even if I knock out Guardi next turn, his Jellicent would survive. I need to have a Jellicent. So, yeah, I don't think it's that important to have that. But, yeah, you can see. Yeah, sometimes when I'm on stream, I don't cut my opponent's deck because I'm scared that I'm going to, like, get a DPL, like, because I by accident, like, flip a card over because there's no mat on the stream. It's actually really awkward to, like, move the cards. And also, obviously, I trust that Kian's not doing anything crazy when we're playing on stream. Yeah, here comes the Iono in my hand. I think I have 1 Turo. I'm gonna have both my Turos in my hand. I can't tell, actually. And I think I just, yeah, I organize my energies just to make it easier to see. There's 7 in there. Those beautiful heart gold energies. Kian's also using them. I have hollow versions of each of the types. They're in my retro decks. I didn't have time before going to Worlds, but maybe I should have done that to make it even cooler. So I think I had 1 Turo in my hand when I'm looking at it here. So. Alright, and then here comes the Iono. Yeah, 1. Actually, it's the last card. No, it's Counter Catcher. Yeah, so I have 1 Turo. And I'm shuffling like 8-ish cards to the bottom. Like I said, I got at least 8 cards between all my coin bonuses if he like gusts. So okay, there's a bunch of the dark energies that Kian's been missing. And then he's got 4 psychics, so he can power press if he wants. And he has monkey, so he can put this out of 5 energy range, out of 4 energy range, put into 5 energy range. And he gets that Genesect up, which is nice for him, because now I need to draw a Turo, or I need to draw a boss's orders. And he puts the 30 on the Genesect, so next turn, I guess if he wants to knock it out, he can just move damage. And then here comes the power press. Okay, so for me on this turn, like I have boss, which is nice. So if I can get air balloon, that's really good. Or you just need to draw Professor Turo. And then if I Turo this Genesect, I feel like I'm in such a winning position, because like even if he knocks out my Dengo, then like it's still 3-3. So I think you can see me here. I'm like debating. I promise you, I'm not as like stressed as it looks here. I'm just like that's how I think. I put my hand there. So I think I'm just debating if I need to shuffle my deck first or not. Because I knew 1 Turo went to the bottom, but also a bunch of other cards went to the bottom. So one of the cards that went to the bottom was like a baby Genesect, so I guess, or a baby Dango, so I can thin that one. But the Turo is also at the bottom, and I want to give that one a chance to shuffle to the top. So I think you can see the other Turo was on the 5th card, so I guess I would have still whiffed it if I didn't shuffle my deck. So I need Turo or I need Air Balloon. So actually, I can't remember if I had Air Balloon in my last hand. If I didn't, maybe there's more of an argument not to thin my deck right now, because I guess Air Balloon's also an out. I'd have to do the math, like look at how many cards in my deck next to the bottom to actually see which one's optimal. But I don't know. In the moment, I thought this was the correct play. So maybe I'll take some time later to calculate if it was the right play or not. All right, future Ciaran, as I'm editing the video, I thought I would do the math just because it's fun, and I'll show you guys how you can kind of do it. So I'm not 100% sure I counted how many cards are in my deck correctly, but I'm sure I'm within 1 or 2. But for the purpose of this exercise, it doesn't really matter how many cards are there. So I think there was around 28 cards when I got Iono there, and I had 9 in my hand, so I set 9 to the bottom. I'm drawing 3 for Iono, 1 for turn, so my deck is 24. So we're going to do this side here is going to be if I don't shuffle my deck, and then this side will be if I do shuffle it. So I'm saying there's 15 cards effectively, because you can eliminate the 9 to the bottom, because those aren't part of our sample size if I draw from the top. So I have 2 Air Balloons and I have 1 Turo, right? So I have 3 outs. And if I do use Metallic Signal, like on this side, here, I'll just label this as Genesect. Sorry for my penmanship. Okay, so this is the Genesect side. This is no Jenny. Okay, no Genesect. Okay, so if we don't Genesect, we're drawing 4 because I have 4 coin bonuses, and I have, these are my 3 outs I'm saying, right? So I have a hypergeometric calculator. This is just a magic one, but it works for Pokemon. So my odds of hitting one of the cards that I want is 63.7% off of 4 draws. Okay, with a deck size of 15, I'm drawing 4. Now, if I shuffle the deck like I did in the game with Genesect, I'm introducing 1 more out because I'm introducing the Turo again, but I'm making my deck bigger, 23 cards. So if I change the numbers here, and now there's 4 successes in our population, let's calculate. Okay, my odds actually dropped to 56.2%. So I actually misplayed by doing Genesect there. I actually cost myself actually a significant chunk of EV there. I cost myself like 7.5%. So if you guys want to learn more about how to do this stuff, Stefan Erickson has really good math videos on his channel. So for me, what I do is like ahead of time, I try and do calculations like this when I do my testing games. So when I get in similar spots in real games, I kind of know roughly what to do. So I know in general, normally it's like good to introduce another card to the sample. I guess my deck was too big in this case for it to be worth it. So I cost myself actually a decent percent odds. So yeah, it's just fun to analyze after the fact. I'll link Stefan's video below if you guys want to learn more, but thought you guys might find that interesting. Alright, so now I'm just doing my coin bonuses. If I do attack, I'm probably attacking with the Dengo with the metal, so I'm going to do that one last, because if I draw an Air Balloon here, I can retreat to that one. I do these 2 first, because if I draw Turo, I can Turo to the Gholdengo that has an Air Balloon, and then draw 2 that way, retreat if I need to, and draw 2 again. So still no... yeah, still no out here. And there's my last coin bonus. And whiff. That was a huge whiff this turn. Just if I hit a Turo or an Air Balloon, I think like the game's not over, but like I'm in just like a really commanding position here. So now I gotta figure out what to do. So I mean, Arven's a useless supporter. I have a Cypher, so I can just Cypher stack my deck for next turn. Oh, I had 1 more Dengo. Oh, never mind. Well, I know I whiff, so yeah. Okay. Scrapper, nice. Okay. Yeah, so I have 2 Levincia in my hand. I know he only plays 2 Artisans, so I'm like, I might as well just bump this now. So if I don't get Iono'd, I can just, and he bumps it, I can just bump it again. And if he does Iono me and he doesn't draw Artisan, I just have that in play, which is nice. And then when I look at the discard, I think I'm just looking for stuff like how many energies are in there. And then, all right, we go for Cypher. So here's where I have to make the decision. So I think one thing I was thinking about was if he goes for a Frillish strategy next turn, I could get stuck still. You can see me debating putting Turo on top or Boss on top. You know, so if I get Iono'd, I want to have a Boss just so I can get out of the item lock. And I think I'm going to put Air Balloon on top as well. Or no, I put Superior. Wait, what do I put? I forget what I put. I put Superior. Okay, I put Superior Air Balloon. Okay, I think the Air Balloon is if he keeps going with Jellicent, and he like gusts something else, I can like go Boss and Air Balloon. if he goes Frillish as well, like his other play he could do here is he could try and like Frillish me to keep me trapped and then keep moving damage to my Dengos if he's trying to go for a Devo play. So I was like, all right, I'll put Air Balloon on top, so I have that option. I put Superior because I have Boss in my hand. I also have 2 bosses in the deck, so if I get Iono'd, like it's pretty high odds I can just draw the other boss, especially if it takes a knockout. So like I wasn't too concerned about not putting Boss on top. But in my current hand, I have a Boss as well. So then I think, what I was actually checking for when I was looking at his discard is how many Ionos he played. Because he's already played a lot of them, so like, what are the odds I get Iono'd here? Because he doesn't have any draw on board. So I was like, all right, if he like doesn't knock out my Genesect, I have Boss Balloon to get out of the active. So here, like if Kian had another counter catcher, he should just counter catcher my Dango on the bench and then knock it out. So him doing the 30 to my active was kind of a relief for me because I'm like, hey, he doesn't have counter catcher in his hand. So I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to fish for the Scream Tail so that he can like snipe my Dango and then go down to 1. But luckily for me, he still has that Scream Tail prized. I just push the Dango here as an Air Balloon so I can draw 2 and then retreat. So yeah, that's a very fortuitous prize for me. And that he didn't have his second counter catcher here. Because I think he's played both Arvins, I think, or maybe he has 1 left. Yeah, I pushed this. You know, after thinking about it a little bit more, like maybe I should have pushed Fez because I had Balloon in my hand and then I could just Balloon the Fez. Because by letting him hit my Dango, I am letting him put enough damage to Devo this Gholdengo on a follow-up turn. But I guess if I let him hit the Fez, then like I'm also like letting him like double monkey it like next turn, I guess. So either way, it doesn't feel great. But I guess if I get my own monkey, I guess if I can make the read that he doesn't have Iono, then I think Fez is actually the best thing to put. Because I think with the hand I had, I can set up a monkey. And then that way I play around Devo. But I mean, like, I just respected the Iono. I'm like, I don't want to put up my Fez. But even then, if he Iono'd, I know that I'm drawing Air Balloon actually to retreats. So I would just need to draw Boss. And I get a Fez draw, because he knocked out my Genesect. So actually thinking about it more, I think I probably should have promoted Fez. Well, but then I have to get Monkey plus Boss plus... So I need Stretcher plus Boss. I can't Arvin or Cypher for Stretcher to get Monkey. Actually, no, I'm probably putting up Dango's fine. If I draw... Well, I can't draw Turo next... I could draw Turo, but if I play it, I'm probably not taking a knockout. I'm actually not sure which one's better. Actually, because I guess if I take a knockout, he can triple Monkey, actually. So no, I think actually putting up this Dango is fine. I don't know. It's tough either way. Alright, so he's going to Monkey my active. He definitely should Monkey a bench Dango, so that next turn he can double Monkey and then Devo. He puts it on that one. So I guess his idea is he can triple Monkey that next turn. Which, I don't know, I don't think that makes the most amount of sense. Because I think if you put it on one of my other Gholdengos, then you just have to go double Monkey plus Devo and you win next turn. But yeah, he goes that way. Okay, there's the balloon, what a surprise. So I mean, I know Superior is on the top. So then I'll just do my first coin bonus, draw the Superior, and then draw some random card. There's Stretcher. So there is Monkey if I want it, which I think I do make this turn, because there's no reason not to make it. I think I just Artisan just to double check how many energy on my deck. You know, this is just a classic like thing you can do if you have Metal Signal, Artisan, whatever deck you play, if there's something like that. Just if you need to just quickly double check. I was pretty confident there's only one left, but I just want to double check because I have E-Search Pro in my hand. So I'm just thinking, okay, if I want to gust that, I gust like something like a Fez or a Gardevoir, like how feasible is it to knock it out? The worst thing would be to boss the wrong thing and then like misplay because I didn't have enough energy. So okay, I think I shuffle here. I think I'm gonna boss next, so I don't know why I'm shuffling. Or maybe I am gonna draw with Fez or something and see what I get. Let's see. Yeah, if I'm gonna go for boss, I should do it next, then E-Search Pro. Okay, which I am gonna do. Okay, so I think I was just like nervous shuffling there. All right, so we've got the boss on the Fez. The boss is a big deal because Kian has like no energy in his discard, so like, it's gonna be harder for him to get more damage to play next turn. Yeah, there's 0 psychics, right? So then like, he would have to, what's it called? Find some more, get in the discard if he wants to like put more damage into play, or retreat his Jellicent. So knocking out Fez is way nicer for me. Like, there's no point in knocking out Gardevoir. Like, there's a Curlia there. I assume he can get his other Gardevoir. So I'd rather just deny him some draw. Alright, here's my Fez. So, yeah, for me, it's now just about getting prepped for the end game here. I know Iono is probably coming next turn. Well, I don't know for sure, because he didn't play it last turn if he had it. So, I should definitely play as many of these dead cards as I can. To be honest, I don't think I have any thinning cards in my hand, actually. I think they're all the supporters or tools or useful stuff. Alright, there's another Superior. Actually, something I probably don't want to see. If I get Iono, that's a card I want to draw. There's Levincia, that's my second one, but that's his second Artisan gone, so now I know for sure that Levincia is sticking around the rest of the game. Okay. Oh, they circled the Jellicent. Probably he's talking about something about it. Yeah, I think here I'm just literally trying to draw cards that are useless, like cards like Poffin, Nestball, whatever. Just cards I can get rid of. Okay, I don't know what I drew there. Probably doesn't matter. Your Genesect, there you go. It's a useless card I can get rid of with Superior. No, I definitely should draw 2 more before I Superior, but I mean, I guess I had 2 useless cards to get rid of, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm gonna grab 4, just make sure one of them is the dark so I can set up Monkey if I want to. Yeah. No reason not to set up Monkey because there's enough damage on my board that like next turn, like I can just Monkey 30. And then I take 1 less energy to knock out whatever I need. So like maybe instead of needing to draw like Superior, like I can draw like energy and then knock out like Monkey or something. And I guess I have 2 energy left, but they're both in the prizes. So alright, so that Monkey Dory set up. And then I use my active coin bonus. So definitely should have done this before Superior. It's not really that big of a deal. But actually I should have done this before I did the Monkey thing, because then if I draw Poffin or Nestball, I can play it. So that was actually bad on my part. There you go, I drew Poffin, I can't play it. I drew another Superior, so I only have 1 left in the deck. So drawing the Superiors is not good for me. But I have Levincia in play, so at least I have access to 1 energy. I know I prized another one. Or another 2. So I was thinking like, oh, I might hit some off the prizes here. Okay, and then we're going to Adrena Brain. I'm just trying to figure out, take off the active of the bench. I think I decided the active just because it's slightly harder for him to triple Monkey if I do it this way. And then I put on his active. He just puts 1. I mean, I don't correct him because like, it doesn't matter. Like, it takes 4 energies either way. But yeah, I did move 3. And then knock out. Alright. So now I'm just like, alright, if he doesn't draw Iono, I just win. But if he Ionos, I mean, I have a decent shot of drawing a boss's orders here. And then we'll kind of go from there. Yeah, I have 2 boss and I have 1 Superior left in the deck. I think I have 1 Stretcher as well. Yeah, 1 Stretcher. So I need boss Stretcher or I need boss Superior to win. And if he takes a knockout this turn, just on one of my Dengos, I'll have triple Dengo plus Fez. So I can draw an extra 7. I own it a 1 plus draw for turn. So I have 9 cards to find it. My deck is fairly thin at this point too. Alright, so Kian promotes his Guardy, but this is actually a massive misplay. If he would have promoted his Jellicent and just retreated, he could have Devoed me this turn if he just gets triple Monkey. He could have gone like triple Monkey and then like knock, like just Devo, take all 3 prizes. Okay, it's not like a massive misplay because I guess he would still need some stuff. But I'm pretty sure he had, did he not have Dark plus Monkey left? Well, he had Ultra Ball here, so he probably had Monkey. Well, I guess the thing is actually maybe he doesn't have a supporter in his hand. I can't, because I remember he had the Fez here. So, let me see. So Stretcher. It's Fez. Yeah, I can't see the rest of his cards. Oh, okay. Well, he drew Iono there. Okay, he had Dark. Okay, he had no way to get Devo. Never mind. But if he would have moved 20 last turn to one of my well, I would have just moved it actually with my Monkey. So, okay, so there was never a way. Never mind. I thought he had like Gardevoir or something. But he had the Fez. So I knew when he did that Fez, I'm like, all right, like he needs to draw Iono or I win. And I'm like, he only has 1 left. But he hit it. So then it adds some suspense or drama to the game. I think, yeah, obviously you don't cut your opponent's Iono. It's 3. Oh, he drew the Devo, but doesn't really matter. So one thing I think Kian could consider here is just going like the reason why they made putting up Jellicent was, or actually I guess if he's going for this play, actually makes more sense. I'm like, you can just move like 40 to one of my Dengos and then pass. Then even if I Monkey, I put it to 10. Next turn you just retreat, double Monkey, Devo for game. But if you knock out my active, I get to draw 3 off Fez. I think as Kian here, he should go move 4 with Guardy to one of the fresh Dengos and then just pass. Because then that way I draw 5 cards, but if he takes a knockout here, I can draw Fez plus triple Dengo, so 3, 4, 5, 7, or 8 actually, because I can retreat. So it gives me a lot more card draw if you take a knockout here. So I guess, yeah, that's what he's trying to figure out here. Okay. He puts 30. I think he puts on one of my Dangos. Yeah, he keeps targeting the same one, which I don't think makes sense. I think you wanna spread it. So then, because if I draw Turo next turn too, I can just Turo and then mess this up. Yes, yeah, he puts me to 200 and knocks out my active. Then obviously I'll put up the Gholdengo with air balloons to get more draws. Okay, so here, I mean, I obviously know the situation that I want to draw boss here with energy, but it's actually not as bad if I whiff, if I can get a Turo, because he filled his bench, so I know he can't take a knockout next turn, because he messed up spreading the damage, because if I draw Turo, I just Turo my guy that has all the damage, he can't win if I put up another Dango. So there's Turo. So, I mean, I whiffed, but in this spot, I'm like, okay, I get at least one more turn. And I know he doesn't have Iono left. Then here's the other Dango. So they're superior, so I'm like, all right, I just need boss now. So I'm basically just trying to think what's the optimal order to do this, if I should retreat first or if I should just use a bench one first. I think I come to the conclusion just use a bench one first. Yeah, so use the bench one. And then here I just rip the boss because I'm him. And then I just win the game. I can knock out Monkey or Curly or whatever. So if I would have whiffed boss there, what I would have done is I would have retreated to the Dango I hadn't used yet, drawn 2. And if I still whiff boss, then I just Turo my Gholdengo that has all the damage. And then Kian's bench locked, so he can't win on his turn. Because he can only double Monkey, so then like if he retreats the Gardevoir double Monkey, it's 250, doesn't knock out a Dango. Obviously, if he does Power Press, doesn't knock out a Dango. And then he doesn't have a bench spot for Scream Tail. So I would have had one more turn to try and draw this. But I wouldn't have been able to bench my Gimme Ghoul off of this Gholdengo because it's the 50 HP one, so then I would have had draw for turn plus 2 more coin bonuses next turn. So I guess 4 total cards to look at to try and find the boss. So I was in a very favored position here, just because of the way Kian's bench is. So it wasn't do or die on that turn. It probably felt like that watching, but I knew I had another turn. So cool. So I get that one. That was a huge sigh of relief. You can see me there, like thanking Arceus that I drew that. So that game finished. There was 17 minutes on the clock. So I mean, I know that's enough time to play another game because I mean I'm a 2-prize deck. So then like if Kian's gonna win, like it's not that hard to take 2 prizes really quickly. So I knew though, like there's not time for game 3. So going into the match, like Kian and I agreed to gentlemen's if we went to game 3. And I think you guys know, unfortunately, like if we go to time at the end of this game and it finishes, we don't really have an easy way to decide who wins. So I knew to just try and like play this game normally and like just try and win, right? Okay. So Kian picks first this game just to try and evolve before I can put pressure. Last game was kind of like an anomaly for me where I got a really slow start when I went first. But in general, when you play up against the Gholdengo deck, you want to pick first. And his hand here, he starts with a Vessel, which is pretty solid. Did not prize that this game. His prizes are pretty normal. Actually, having 2 research in the middle is kind of nice. He can like pull it and then have research for his last turn if he needs it. And my hand is not bad. There's a Poffin. I think there's an Arven. So he just gets Jellicent set up and then pass. So it's kind of hard for me to read the strength of his hand off of that turn. I think I can read there's probably not Ultra Ball in it. But yeah, like for me, it just seems like a normal hand. So I go in there, I grab the 2 Gimme Ghouls. Obviously, you want to grab the 50 HP one first, because, like I was saying, that one's the one that's going to get devoed. I have Arven, so I could Air Balloon off of Arven and then, like, just call for family. But I think I don't have a Metal Energy in my hand, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so I think I favor just going for the Genesect here off of the Arven, like with the Nest Ball, and then just using Minor Errand Running. Because I'd rather guarantee myself a Metal if Kian wants to go for like Arven for TM Evo next turn. And then I grab the Air Balloon, obviously. I'll skip my prize checking here. Okay, and then I think I Air Balloon the Genesect because I know when Jellicent comes into play, I can't put tools. So that protects me from getting trapped like I did last game. So there's the fire. I should put the balloon on the Genesect. Yeah, I do, okay. And then I just minor errand running, and I just tell him I'm going to prize check during your turn, just so we save some time. And like, I think before I was asking the judges if they were chill with that, and they were chill with that. But Kian's hand's actually kind of awkward. He doesn't have a supporter. So you're going to see him here play Ultra Ball with the Jellicent, so at least block me from playing some items here. And then I think he has another Ultra Ball in his hand. If he wants to grab Mew, he can grab the Mew. So, but yeah, Jellicent first, block some items. And then, oh, he's just going to knock me out, actually. And take the first prize. So back-to-back games, Guardy taking the first prize on me. I think for him here, this makes a lot of sense. I don't know how thoroughly he prize checked, but if he knew he prized 2 research, he had like a 33% chance to pull one. So I think this makes sense for sure. And for me here, I should definitely push up a gimme gold so I can use coin bonus like for 2 right away. Yep. And my hand's actually stacked with energies. I mean, I did minor errand run, but okay, so I have, how many do I have? 4, right? So, I mean, I would still need to draw 3 more to knock out the Jellicent, but it is good to have that many. I also have Levincia in my hand, so I could just like attack and then try and Levincia after. Because I do know Kian, like, if he had a supporter, he probably would have played it, like even Iono, right? So I can probably conclude that Iono's not chilling in the hand. So I go for the Genesect there, just to thin my deck, obviously. I pick the 2 big Dengos, because if I draw Gimme Ghouls, those are the ones I want to get down first. And then I wouldn't mind a boss's order just to take out the Ralts here, but it's not that necessary in my opinion. His board's not that threatening. Alright, so we're going to see the coin bonus first. I drew 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Man, I'm like very close to taking knockout. If I drew energy off of that last coin bonus, I could have done it, which would have been crazy under item lock to get that many. Yeah, I'm 1 off here. So here, since I have Levincia in my hand, I think it makes sense to just hit him for 100. So the next turn I can just Levincia and then knock him out if I need to. Yeah. So yeah, just the power of Jellicent, just slowing me down a little bit. Even though Kian start's not the best, he can still slow me down. All right, so now looking at his hand here, again, he doesn't have a lot going on, so he could Ultra Ball for something like a Mew to draw cards, which is what I'm pretty sure he does. He doesn't really want to put Mew into play since it is a pretty big liability. But in a spot like this, you know, like you kind of got to draw some cards, get going. So he grabs the Mew, and he's going to be able to restart here for sure. And then I think he has a Monkey in his hand as his last card, so he can just play that down and drop both 3. Oh wait, he discarded the Monkey? He has Stretcher in his hand, so... Okay, just Stretcher's Monkey. Okay, so same thing, yep. And then 1, 2, 3. Again, not the best cards, not the worst. I mean, he can establish a Dark on a Monkey, which is always good. And then he has the option of Power Press, or he can go for TM Evo. He's going to Monkey onto my guy, which I think makes sense. Yeah, he goes for TM Evo here, trying to just establish the Curlia so he can get Gardevoir easier. I think that's okay. I think maybe he's just respecting that I probably could knock out his Jellicent next turn. So he's going to go for that. So for me now, I mean, I'm fine. Oh yeah, he took too much damage off. I'm fine either way, knocking out the Jellicent or knocking out Curlia, I think. I prefer Curlia just because it wastes some more resources on his end. I saw a Stretcher go away. I know his hand's not that good. So here I'm just going to do the Genesect just to grab a Gholdengo. Again, just thinning my deck. Doesn't make a huge difference, but you know, I'd rather not draw the Gholdengo off of my coin bonuses, so we're going to take it out first. And then let's go for the draws. So the first 2 I hit. There's a boss. If I want a boss, I can boss the Curlia. And the second one, where did I draw? Oh no, I drew off the second one. I think here, like if I had, what's it called? Monkey Dory, that'd be great, because then I have a Dark in my hand, but I do not. So yeah, here I think I just bossed the Curlia. I have Stretcher in my hand. I could Stretcher a Gimme Ghoul and try and get another Gholdengo going, because Kian only has 1 Monkey, so he can't knock me out, because I already evolved the one that has the 50 HP underneath it. I kind of messed up last turn. I should have attacked with one that had 50. Bad on my part. Okay, so then... Let's see here. Yeah, I have Levincia, so I can just get those 2 lightnings back. So it's nice now against Jellicent. I still have a huge deposit of energy in my hand. So if the Jellicent comes next turn, it's not that hard for me to knock out. And then you can see here I'm going to Stretcher and just get that Gimme Ghoul just so I can get more Dengos. Because I know in this game I'm going to get Ionoed a bunch, and that's just kind of how it goes. Right, so I just want to have as much draw as possible. And then I think one more look if I should play any of the cards in my hand. Like I think I debate the Vessel, but it's just a card that'll be useful as the game progresses. So yeah, I just get rid of Double Lightning, and we're just going to knock out Kirlia. And like that, I've evened up the prize trade, and I know for sure next turn that nothing crazy is going to happen. Alright, so here comes the Fez down as well. Okay, so we've got a Mew, we got a Fez. Okay, he draws Research. Oh, what's the other card? Is that Arvin? Or Ion? Yeah, he's going to have to Research here. So we have... He could bench Frillish, but then he only has one bench spot for Ralts, I guess. I mean, the nice thing for Kian just in this matchup is, like, you don't actually need Gardevoir that much. Like, the Jellicent is actually just pretty strong on its own. So if I keep chasing the Ralts or the Kirlias, you just keep attacking with Jellicent. You keep putting 80 on everything, and then you try and go for the Devo play. So for me, like the next Ralts isn't as appetizing as the Kirlia was. Like the Kirlia I took out because I'm like, okay, like now I can maybe force him to need rare candy or to like waste another turn doing Evo. But Ralts isn't as important to knock out, I guess I should say. He gets the other Frillish down. He puts the Dark just so like I guess if he wants to attack with that, if the Ralts goes down and I knock out him, it's easier for him. Okay. He draws a pretty good hand here, actually. He has Secret Box plus Guardy, another Stretcher, because he only plays 2. We know the other one's in the discard. So yeah, now here he can just go and start power pressing. Monkey onto one of my other Dango on the bench, I think. Yeah, so now that one's ready to get devoed. There's a 50 HP guy below it. Then he can power press my active. Yeah, so me not getting Monkey last turn was really annoying. I really wish I had it, because then I would be able to push back a lot of this damage. It makes it easier for me to take knockouts, but also like makes it a bit harder for him to take knockouts as well. And then yeah, he just power presses my active. Alright, here I draw. I have no more Dengos in the deck, I think, so I don't need to use Metallic Signal. Okay, so let's see. So I go for the coin bonus first. Let's see what I draw. There's one boss, see another superior. So I could boss again if I wanted. And I think that's my big decision this turn. That is definitely what I'm thinking about. I'm like, do I boss that Ralts? And then I go for the other coin bonus. And I do the last one, see what I'm working with. I think if I drew Nest Ball here, or an Ultra Ball, I think I would have gone for boss just because I can get the monkey. But I didn't. So I think the other thing I think about is I have Turo in my hand. So I could play Turo here and heal one of my guys. So here's Levincia. Yeah, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energy in my hand, so I'm doing 250. So I am knocking out his active. I mean, I could Arvin just to thin like cards I don't need. So okay, so I think here so I could play Turo. I think what I was thinking is if I Turo the Dengo with 6 and I put it back down, there's like a 50 HP Gimme Ghoul beneath it. So I didn't think it was like that important to play Turo on it, to be honest. Maybe I could have Turoed my Genesect EX because I don't really need it anymore. That could have been a consideration. The boss I don't think is that good. I know it seems good to knock out my opponent's only Ralts, but I don't think it's that important because, like I'm kind of saying, like he still has Jellicent, so he'll just push up Jellicent, he'll counter catcher my Dengo with no damage, and then he'll hit that one for 80, and then next turn he'll go for Devo. So I actually thought it was kind of more important to knock out Jellicent. And like one other thing I was thinking about, I'm like, hey, he's already played a Night Stretcher. So he would need Night Stretcher to make another Jellicent on his next turn, which is not that easy to draw when he only has one copy left, right? And that he would have to get Rare Candy Gardevoir if he wanted to attack. So I'm like, okay, like it's not like that unlikely, but it's like his deck is still pretty thick. So it's probably like less than 50% that he draws the Night Stretcher without having to use something like an Arvin, right? So I go for my own Arvin. Thinking about it a little bit more, like maybe it makes sense to go for the Turo here, but I don't think it does really. I don't think it's like a misplay or anything. I mean, it might be, thinking about it more, but I just go for the Balloon and the Poffin because I assume I'm getting Ionoed, so I'm like, all right, like let's just take some like bad cards out of my deck. That 100 damage I did earlier, while he has been able to use Monkey for a bit of it, it is going to allow me to take the knockout here. So I think a fair trade-off. And I think for myself, I'm just thinking like, okay, it's kind of similar to last game. Like, I just kind of need to race him a little bit in terms of like the prizes. So by taking 2 here, I go to 3. So off of an Iono, like I don't need to play. I don't need to take a 2 prize knockout. Like next turn, I could just boss and knock out like a monkey, for example, and that would keep my prize map up. So one of the other things I was also considering was that like boss is such an important card in this matchup because, as you guys saw in the first game, is like in the late game when you get Iono, you pretty much have to get boss to get out of the Jellicent. So I was like, also if I play a boss here, that's my second boss. I probably need to play 1 more off an Iono, so now I would have 1 left. So I'm like, I'd rather keep a high boss count in my deck. Was another consideration I definitely had on that turn for like why I didn't boss the Ralts. So yeah, so now for like Kian, like I think his turn is like if he can, he just wants to get counter catcher and then knock out, or not knock out, sorry, but punch the other Gholdengo and try and go for Devo. Yeah, his hand here was like nuts. He had like the secret box and he had the stretcher. So I mean, like it is what it is. Like I don't think my read or like my logic was wrong. It's just like he just had like a really good hand. Like box plus stretcher is just nuts there. Because it also replaces my Levincia. And my other Levincia is going to the bottom now. Okay. So yeah, on my turn here, if I need to draw a boss, and then I'm in a pretty good spot, I think. Okay, so he has his Fez. So for him, I think he would like to get another monkey established if he can. Yeah, drawing the counter catcher is huge for him here too. Like if he doesn't draw this, I think I'm like also in like a crazy winning position. He prized his other one. So like Kian, like he didn't have the best setup at the start, but like he hit like the absolute nuts this turn. Like he could not have asked for like a better turn in terms of drawing stuff. Yep, so he Adrena Brain's there. I mean it's not that important because the 50 HP one's underneath that one. You probably should have put 30 on Genesect, just so it's easier to Scream Tail later, but I don't think it really matters. Okay. So here I'm trying to figure out like what to do. Okay, so I go for Genesect because I know I have a boss at the bottom. Yeah, and then I also knew I had a Turo at the bottom. And like Turo is actually useful this turn to pick up one of my what's it called? My Gholdengos. And then I go for Artisan just to set up one more Gimme Ghoul. Because I know like Kian's gonna want a Devo next turn for 3 prizes. He only has 1 monkey set up, so he can't knock out my Gimme Ghoul as well. So here we're just shuffling. I'm like, all right, please give me a boss, or at least Turo, to kind of heal one of these Dengos. Okay, so I think I should start with the active Dengo, yep, because if I draw Turo, I can push the other one up. Yeah, there's my ace spec. That's not helpful without a boss, but man, if I draw a boss here, like the game is so good for me. I have Nest Ball for Monkey. All right, I have 1 more Dengo, I think. Show me boss. I have 3 left, and I whiff. Yeah, boss here is just so good. You like I Nest Ball, I get like I'm saying, I get the monkey. But I pretty much just I don't win, but I'm in a really good commanding spot because then I can draw a boss again to win next turn. So yeah, I just pass. And I think Kian here, he knew how much. I think he asked the judge like a minute ago or so how much time was left. So he literally like he doesn't even shuffle his hand off. I don't know, which obviously I don't care, but. Yeah, he goes for Diva before I'm even done like drawing cards. And then yeah, if he whiffs Devo off that, wait, did he get Devo off Iono? Yeah, he did. If he would have whiffed Devo off Iono, he also would have just lost here because time's about to get called. So yeah, he's drawn everything he's needed like after the first part of the game, and then I whiffed the last turn. Okay, so here comes Devo. You can see the clock there. So I mean, I move pretty quickly, but time gets called as I'm scooping the Gimme Ghouls. So technically, since I haven't drawn a card to start my turn, Kian is turn 0. So with this information, I know that if I can make a board where Kian can't take his last 2 prizes on the next turn, I'm going to win. Right? So I know his most obvious play is Scream Tail. So if I would have drawn Professor Turo off of this Iono, which I had 2 left, I could have Artisan for Monkey Dory, Turo'd my Genesect, and I would win, because Kian can't take out both of them, because he can only do double Monkey, right? Alright, so that was my first whiff. Okay, but now I look at the board, and I'm like, okay, so I whiffed my Turo, that was my win condition, but I can still win, because if he wants to go for Scream Tail to knock out my Genesect, he has to get a bunch of energy on the Scream Tail, and he only has, I think, like 1 Psychic in the discard. So his way to get energy in the discard, his deck plays 7, is to retreat the Jellicent. So if I can Gust his Fezandipity, I can make it so at most 4 energies go into the discard. And if I boss the Fez, I also just win because he can't retreat. Or he can retreat, but he won't get enough energy in the discard to take all his prize cards. So I know that my massive hand I just signed onto the bottom did not have boss in it. So I'm not going to play Artisan or use Metal Signal. Because then I could shuffle and like lower my odds. So you can see here I asked to check the discard just because I want to confirm how many Psychics in there. Oh, there is 2. Or there's 3 actually, never mind. But again, what I said still holds true. That if I boss up the Fez, there's no way for him to get all the energy in the discard necessary to win because he doesn't play Turo. So yeah, so boss just wins me the match on the spot. Like I would still lose like if this was a real game. Like I'd probably lose in the long run with the boss here. But just because of how the time rules work, how I'm turn 1, I win if I can get the boss. And the odds are like super high because I have 3 left, right? Okay, so I drew Fez off of the first Dengo. So you can Fez off of a Devo because technically my Pokemon got knocked out during his last turn. When I used to play Monkey Frostlass, I would always Devo and then they would die from Frostlass. Then you can't Fez, but so I think I confirmed with the judges I could Fez just because I'm used to playing Monkey Frostlass where like you can avoid the Fez and they're like, yeah, you can Fez. So I think here I'm just like, all right, like there's no point shuffling my deck. So here on these 3 cards, I'm like, I need boss. I'm like, if I get boss, I'm in top cut of worlds. 1, 2, 3, and I whiffed. And that was like crushed. I knew right away when I whiffed. I'm like, all right, the game's over. He has Screamtail. So that was tough. I was so close. I'm like, if I just draw boss there, I win. And there's nothing he can really do about it. So now I'm just trying to think. I'm like, okay, is there any way I can win this one? I can Turo the Fez, but I mean, that doesn't do anything because I still have Genesect. Because like I was saying, if I drew Turo in the first cards, I could have made a board that just wins the game. But I mean, it's just my best supporter here, I guess. Makes it slightly harder for him to knock out, I guess. If he whiffs Brave Charm, I guess it doesn't really matter. And then, yeah, he played Iono last turn, so he knows Charm wasn't in his hand, so he can just research. Actually, he hit it off his prizes, I think, right? He's just gonna double check his deck because I think he Ionoed like 5 cards last turn. I think his deck's like 10-ish cards. So then, like, yeah, his Charm's guaranteed. There's Artisan in play, so he's guaranteed his tail because I think he Ionoed the tail to the bottom. So maybe if I would have drawn like Levincia, I could have made it a bit harder for him too. But yeah, there's a Charm. 7. Okay, he had another Artisan too, so it doesn't even matter that I didn't have Levincia. Yep, and there's the Charm. But yeah, so that close, right? There's the difference between both games came down to me needing to draw a boss. I think this game, my odds are really high. Like, I'd have to go calculate it, but it's probably in that, like, 75% range. Also, I whiffed Turo and bossed the turn before. So you can see there, like, both of us aren't really satisfied, because we're like, okay, well, now none of us make top cut. Kian and I are both friends. But I mean, like, there's not really a fair way to resolve this because we both won a game, right? So if we went to game 3, at least there's a board for us to gentlemen's off of. But in this spot, like, there's nothing that we could agree off of, right? So the judges are very kind. They're like, we'll give you guys 2 minutes to talk it out, but they're like, we have to stay here, so don't say anything that'll get you guys disqualified. So I mean, a tie guaranteed both of us made top 32. We could have still bubbled into top 32 if we lost. I think if I lost, I would have actually on like 33rd or 34th. So, I mean, a tie, it sucked. I really wanted to make top cut. But, I mean, at least I got top 32, which is $5,000, like the card plus the messenger bag. So, and, I mean, like, we tied, right? So, like, us tying let some other players in the cut and let Riley win Worlds. So, Canada won Worlds indirectly because I tied this game. But, yeah, it was still a good match, I think. Watching it back, I think I made some small mistakes. There's nothing I think really that I made where I'm like, oh, like, I'm going to lose sleep over. I think the biggest turn, or the turn I'm not the most sure about, is that one turn where I didn't go for the boss on the Ralts, which I think my logic was right not to go for it. I think maybe the Turo could have maybe been okay. Force him to get the rare candy plus another monkey maybe. So maybe I should have Turo'd. That's maybe the one thing I'm thinking like I could have done. Force him to get more monkeys maybe. Actually, I guess if I would have attacked properly with the one with 50 HP, then the one on the bench would have been 70 HP. Then Turo actually becomes a lot better on that turn. And then maybe by the time time gets called, he's at 3 prizes, and then I would win. So maybe I could have done that actually, and that would have made the difference. So there you go. Something as small as that is like the difference between winning or losing a game sometimes. I think I would have lost this game still if like it wasn't timed, but with the time rules. I think I could have won actually if I did that. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed my VOD review. I think it's always cool when the person playing in one of these stream games gets the chance to watch it, because you kind of know what's going on in my head. I can kind of explain why I did some things or I didn't do some things if you were watching and you were curious. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if there's any plays you disagreed with, ones maybe I didn't go over as in depth that you want to know what I was thinking. I've got a lot more content from the World Championships coming out on my channel over the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you are not. And otherwise, I will catch you guys next time.